What's good? What's good? It's the one and only, but what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. I just got done watching the halftime for the Super Bowl, man. Shout out to Rihanna, man. She definitely did her thing. Hey, y'all, what, is it me or did Rihanna like she could be pregnant again? And no, I am not body shaming because I know we have, this is a feminist society or whatnot, but I'm not body shaming at all because she's still fine regardless. But it just looked like she had a little baby bump there. Like, I don't know, I might be tripping. I don't know. Anyways, So, man, it looks like Deontay Wilder versus Andy Ruiz may not happen due to Deontay Wilder not being happy with the money that's coming from the PBC at the moment. He actually just had an interview not too long ago talking about how the money, he wasn't happy with something as far as the money goes with the PBC or whatnot. So you know how I do it, man. While they still in the halftime or whatnot. Okay, my bad. Yeah, Rihanna, she killed it. Yeah, Rihanna definitely killed it. I'm still on my bad. They just showed her walking off or whatnot. Man, this is like super dope to actually be, in Arizona. For y'all that don't know, I live in Arizona. So I was actually like, it was a lot going on for this weekend. This weekend was probably the most like star-filled, like best weekend I've ever had in my life. So, but today I'm chilling at the house watching the Super Bowl because obviously, man, look, it just costs way too much for me to be out there right now. But in the future, I definitely shall be there. But anyways, so let me do the research. You guys sit back, relax, and let's get started. All right, so shout out to Boxing News 24. It says Deontay Wilder could face Francis Ngannou next. Andy Ruiz not looking good. It says Deontay Wilder is reportedly frustrated with the money being offered by PBC for a clash against former IBF, WBA, and WBO heavyweight champion Andy Ruiz. As a result, the team of Wilder is discussing the next potential fight against Francis Ngannou. Mike Carpenter says frustration on Wilder's part from the money PBC is offering for him to face the 33-year-old Ruiz. It's unknown what kind of money Wilder hopes to get for fighting Ruiz, but it's safe to say that if he was counting on getting 20 million or in the 20 million range, he's dreaming because he's not one of the British heavyweights who gets untold riches for their fights in England. To get the kind of money guys like Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua typically are given for fighting the likes of Derek Chisora or Jermaine Franklin, Wilder would need to fight a high caliber opposition. The chubby Andy Ruiz doesn't fit in that category and never did. I disagree. I wouldn't say that I don't think that he's on the level of dang, Kansas City just scored. Just that fast. I wouldn't say he's on the level of oh damn, they dude fumbled. That's why. He returned the fumble. My bad, y'all. I'm still watching the Super Bowl while doing my videos, so y'all bear with me. Anyways, I wouldn't say he's on the level of a Tyson Fury or Alexander Usyk, but he's right underneath it. Haven't gotten issues to make massive money fighting Tyson Fury. It's got to be a shock to former WBC champion Wilder to get offered small dough for a fight against a once popular Andy Ruiz. It's unrealistic for Wilder to be getting huge money for Ruiz because he's arguably not taking his career serious since his 2 fights with Anthony Joshua in 2019. If they are counting on Wilder to take a small guarantee offer with the possibility of earning more based on the upside, it's unlikely he'll agree to that deal because Ruiz Jr. isn't a big star. Ruiz has done nothing other than fight a couple of 40+ past their prime heavyweights since losing 3 titles to Anthony Joshua in the rematch in December 2019. Whatever popularity Ruiz once had, he's frittered it away by getting fat and losing titles, being inactive, and fighting exclusively old guys in their 40s. One positive that could come out of Wilder fighting Ngannou, who has never boxed before, is it would take away the possibility of Fury fighting the former UFC heavyweight champion. It is believed that the reason Fury is dragging his feet on negotiations with IBF, WBA, and WBO champion Alexander Usyk is because he knows he's got an easy fight that he can make easy money against Francis Ngannou. If Wilder fights Ngannou, that takes away Fury's plan B alternate, putting him in the inevitable position where he would need to back up his tough talk about fighting Joe Joyce if his negotiations with Usyk go up in smoke. So listen, man. Look, I'm not mad at Deontay Wilder. I'm a huge Deontay Wilder fan, man. I absolutely, I'm just a huge fan. For me, a lot of people say that Deontay Wilder, or they may say he might be the hardest puncher in boxing. I don't say I say he has the hardest right hand in boxing. I think that like Mike Tyson has harder hooks than Deontay Wilder, but his right hand for sure, I think that he has the hardest right hand. Definitely gotta be top 3 hardest right hands in boxing history. Deontay Wilder, very skilled. Deontay Wilder is very underrated. A lot of people don't like Deontay Wilder because of the whole the situation between him and Tyson Fury. All right, we don't have to get into that because I think we all know about the Glovegate situation and all that. A lot of people don't like Deontay Wilder, but I love Deontay Wilder, and I'm gonna continue to support my brother because I'm very proud of where he's come from and what he does for our people or whatnot. But now, listen, it's a lot that's going on with the PBC right now, and I'm not mad at him for wanting to get his money. I don't know. So before anybody tries to come over here and criticize Deontay Wilder for wanting the money that he feels like he deserves, let's first talk and think about how right now it's just something that's funny going on with the PBC. That's all I can say. Like as far as like their fighters, the fighters not being active at all, the fighters being like spaced, fighting once every 2 years or once a year and all this type of stuff, man. Listen, I don't know exactly, but hopefully Deontay Wilder gets the money that he feels like he deserves or whatnot. I definitely don't think that he's ducking or trying to pull away from a fight with Andy Ruiz. I mean, for y'all that the 2 fighters that they both fought, Deontay Wilder knocked out both of them. Andy Ruiz went the distance with both of them, and I understand that doesn't mean everything, but that does give me a telltale sign. And Andy Ruiz is a good fight. I think that makes for a good, entertaining matchup, but it's just a lot that we don't know in this situation. All right, obviously, I think Deontay Wilder is at the end of his career. He's had a good run. And I'm not saying that I feel like I don't think that I'm not saying that he's like he looks like he's over the hill, because we all know heavyweights, they can fight up there for a long time. And one thing about it, like I always felt like Deontay Wilder, because he's so awkward and he doesn't have his fundamentals all the way down, a lot of people like to go on this notion saying like Deontay Wilder has no skills at all. Listen, for y'all that say Deontay Wilder has no skills, I can off top tell you, anybody that's actually boxed and competed. I'm not talking about you bag beaters that go to a boxing gym and hit the bag for a few times and say, oh, I'm a boxer. No, I'm talking about guys that actually competed, amateur or pro, especially. And I want to talk about the amateurs first, because that it's no way you can get to the Olympic team, make the Olympic team without having any skills, bro. You have to have skills in order to even make the Olympic team. They're kicking off now for the second half of the Super Bowl. But you have to have skills to even make it that far. You know what I'm saying? So don't miss me with all that Deontay Wilder doesn't have skills. Like, how do you land that right hand the way he does numerous of times on these guys? Like, even like on Fury, who to me is like the slickest heavyweight in a long freaking time. But like, you don't land the right hands and drop these guys constantly and knock these guys out without having skills. You have to have skill level to even set that right hand up and land it. And like, so I feel like a lot of the things, like a lot of people, and that's for another video. I'm not gonna break down everything that I feel like Wilder does that's overlooked, but guys gotta watch that, man. But anyways, I think that Wilder versus Ngannou is an entertaining matchup for one, because Ngannou coming from the UFC, that brings over a mixed crowd, a mixed fan base, and that definitely generates a lot of money. So I can understand. And both guys big big heavyweights, man, I just think that Wilder is not the fundamental boxer or whatnot. So it'll definitely be an entertaining matchup for sure. It'll definitely be an entertaining matchup for sure, man. I'm not mad at that at all, bro. And that definitely would generate a lot of money. I know Tyson Fury was was talking about he wanted Francis Ngannou as well, but he has a lot of fights that he can potentially make between Joe Joyce, between Alexander Usyk or whatnot. So I'm not mad at Wilder fighting Ngannou, bro. It seems like it'll be a money grab. But let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. But what do I know?